I have been jabbering about every single thing. What kind of summer on you? Kind of what do I call it? Tie dye. Uh, Psychedelic '60s on you, I guess. Grateful Dead on you, huh? This shirt actually is from a shop. It's a little bit. It's called see the I don't know if you can see the logo. See, I forget everything's backwards. See the logo? That's from a shop. It's called Third Rock. Um, and I know the guy who owns it. It's kind of like a head shop. It's in Steilacoom, Washington. Look it up. Third Rock Gifts. I think he calls it Gifts. But I thought when I went down there to take pictures of it a couple of summers ago when it first opened, the guy had worked for something. I don't know. He had worked for I don't know what a lot of. Or he had worked for someone else for a while, and all of a sudden he got the idea to start his own business, and it's a head shop and whose time has come because we have the little green dispensaries now, and to have a head shop right about that time. And well, it's marijuana's legal here in Washington State where I live. It's always been kind of they really didn't bother with it. They didn't care. They didn't care too much. They have other things to worry about like meth heads. But they didn't. Here we go with this again. The obscene YouTube show her black bra lady. That's what I should put in my tag. Get more views. But I got 40. I'm so excited. But um, it never really wasn't any big deal. Unless you had 30 pounds in your car to distribute it, you pretty much had to you pretty much uh got a ticket and they took it. Probably smoked it themselves. So now I'm curious as to what what I was saying about the head shop. Right during the legalization, what would be like totally butter would be for a head shop to open right beside his shop. I mean, that would be, I mean, not, I mean, the dispensary to open right beside the head shop. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be butter? Wouldn't it be butter? And they have, there's a couple of tattoo artists, um, Adam and Sean's coming back from Colorado. And actually, my son actually has a tattoo by I think Adam did it. It's a tattoo parlor in the back, and then the head shop and all the other stuff is in the front. And what I want a tattoo, but I don't know what I want. Um, I want at first I thought I wanted a tramp stamp, but then nobody would see it. So I thought maybe a tramp stamp and like with my son, maybe with some variation of my son's initials or something, or my grandkids and my daughter-in-law's initials or something. But then I don't want that to be a tramp stamp because I don't want that close to that my son's, anything that resembles my son's name or initials, anything down that far in my back. But I was also thinking of putting something like maybe on my um shoulder blade, like right there. I mean, because what good is a tattoo if nobody see it? But I have to wear business clothes and formal clothes, and I might have to wear a leotard or a dance thing if I'm on stage again. Um, and so I want to be able to cover it up. But what good is a tattoo if no one sees it? And also another thing about what I was talking about, living in Olympia, that will give me a chance because the State Theater is right around the corner within walking distance. Um, would probably give me a chance to do some more acting. I really missed it. My problem here is not being able to get back and forth to rehearsals because rehearsals are usually 6, 7 o'clock at night. And with the transit system as it is now, I don't. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear that noise? What that is there's a vent outside, right outside my window. Right outside the kitchen window, to blow out the exhaust. But what happens is we have such wind here that the wind blows back into The vent and the big time boom, 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 boom. I'm really gonna miss that sound when I move because that sound means winter. Yeah, with the transit system the way it is, I could get to rehearsal but may not be able to get home without like, so I don't know. And then that's another reason why I'm thinking maybe, if I drove. And also I hate people asking people for rides. I would rather get where I can go um on the rail, on the trolley, on the whatever, than ask somebody to take me somewhere or have somebody pick me up from somewhere. That's not, because Thanksgiving, what I think I'm going to do is someone's going to drop me off, and then of course, it'll be plenty of people there to give me a ride home. I'm trying not to move until after Christmas, because I really would like to spend Christmas here, because this is bigger. I would really like to spend Christmas here, but there's such big waiting list around here for apartments and stuff that I really don't want to take the chance on going, well, no, I'll move after Christmas and then somebody be done got my place. So I'm going to try all I can to spend Christmas here, because one of my godsons, his uh family used to spend Christmas in Mexico. The whole family would spend, Christmas in Mexico every Christmas, because, they did the Hanukkah thing. So they had already done their thing, and they would just spend, kind of like a vacation down in Mexico with his parents separating. You know how that, here we go. And then, it's very, so he doesn't have Christmas. Usually he goes skiing or goes away on his boat. He has a boat, he has a yacht, and he goes away with his lady, or goes skiing. One of the two. He usually does it's a lot of skiing here as you from the mountains. And they um he usually does that for actual Christmas now. But what I always try to do is I always decorate big tree, all this stuff, all the nine, y'all to drag all the Christmas stuff out. Yeah, it's Christmas, the glasses, everything. And so I always have a big Christmas, like big Christmas deal for him if I'm here. 2 Christmases ago I spent in Japan. That was fun. But yeah, so I basically do that for him. And then pretty much on Christmas Day, I just chill. I just chill, and because we, like, a couple of days before Christmas, before he goes away skiing or whatever, we have the big Christmas dinner, and the presents. And last year Hanukkah was like Thanksgiving. It was so freaking early, it was weird. And because I do both. I celebrate both. I have a beautiful menorah. That's a funny story. I'll tell you the menorah story. um I had ordered it, and I thought it was coming from New York or somewhere like that. And that's what I thought. So, like, I ordered it. I think Hanukkah was like starting on the 15th or the 16th or something like that this particular year. I spent the year in Japan, the Christmas in Japan. And it wouldn't come. The menorah didn't come. Oh my gosh, what is going on? So I had to leave. So I had to go to Japan. And so it arrived while it actually arrived Christmas Eve, and I was, of course, in Japan. So, and I had told the guy, I had told my cat sitter, my assistant at the time, and the guy that did our, maintenance, our chief cook, bottle washer. That's an old saying you guys will know about, but the general, you know um doer, know all, do all. I told him, to come in once in a while, make sure he check on my assistant, check on the cat, make sure that, everything was all right. And I told him, I said, okay, if this package comes, when do you guys sign for it, because it's menorah, it's something important. So I get back from Japan, and of course, in my mailbox is the little pink thing that they tried to deliver it. And I'm like, oh, for heaven's sake. So I go to the post office to try to get it. And by this time, Christmas, everything's over. It's like the 3rd of January or something like that. And so I go to try to get it, and instead of being at the post office, our Pine Street post office, it was on Warner Street somewhere. I don't know what's going on. So I just called and said, "Well, look, re-deliver it." And but what I didn't know, because usually when you get a package, they put the key, and it's bigger than your mailbox. They put a key on the in the mailbox. It's a little key, and then what you do is you open the bottom part with the key, because the package is bigger than your actual mailbox. And so I'm thinking, well, why didn't they just leave it? I couldn't figure out why they could leave, but of course it was registered. It's signed for it. So to make a long story short, the reason why it had taken so long was because it had come from Israel. I thought it was coming like from New York or some jump like that. And it was coming from Israel. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing is wandering around. People are touching it all, for heaven's sake. And so I finally got it. And what I ended up doing was, of course, it was too late for Hanukkah. It was too late for Christmas. It was too late for Kwanzaa. This time is almost too late for Valentine's Day. So I ended up spending Easter with my another one of my god sons. Me and my godson went to his brother's house for Easter that year. And even though I knew it was the wrong holiday, I took the menorah and I presented it to their family. And I said that it goes to my God upon my, untimely or timely demise. It goes to my godson, and then it goes to his brother's daughter. And it stays in the family. So I know that thing will live. It's beautiful. It's actually beautiful. I can't wait to use it again. And the year that last year, Hanukkah started like Thanksgiving night, and I have on my Facebook page um, pictures of, videos of my godson holding his little boy and lighting, the menorah. I thought that was cool. And then when it got to 8, when it was all fired up, I took a really nice picture of it, sent it to put it on my Facebook page. I still haven't gotten the Facebook page for this. I haven't had time, guys, really, with this, but I'm also thinking too, um once this job thing, I figure out which one I'm gonna take, and then because if I get the job I want, I can move where I want to move. If not, which is I'm kind of leaning towards staying here. If I don't and end up having to do, something else, then I'm gonna have to move. But like I said, I don't particularly want to do it to after Christmas. I really want to have Christmas here because the other place is too small, to have the Christmas slash no Christmaka, we call it Christmaka celebration. But I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, because I'm trying to think. I can't remember what I was talking about. I think I was talking about anyway, the holiday and giving them these particular people. Oh, and I had to learn. That's what I was going. Where I was going. Duh, I had to learn how to properly light the menorah. Um, it's a certain way you light it. And I don't want to do no disrespecting stuff because I don't fool around that stuff. I don't fool around with Native American stuff. I don't fool around with Jewish stuff. I don't mess with nobody's religious stuff. I have some well, I know some pagans. I don't know about that, and a few Wicca people, and also I have atheists on my Facebook page. It's so funny that when I put like a quote, a God quote, something like, because my son's dad is very very religious, so he always posts you know uh those uplifting, God is watching, he's doing things in his time kind of things. And like whenever I share something like that, I always put the warning, God stuff. And I know a lot of strippers. You guys are gonna think I'm some kind of crazy person, but I do know several strippers, and like I'll repost, some of their stuff, and uh, stuff from the head shop. I'll show you the Third Rock, and that's the cutest thing ever. Look at him. He's a gray, and uh, he And my son said to me, he goes, "Mom, because he's I'm gonna say what he does, but he's out in the public eye, and he goes, yeah, you have those strippers and all that head shop stuff and all that marijuana stuff. Cut it out. You're messing with my career, but it has nothing to do with him." And plus, second of all, you can't censor anybody. You can't tell anybody what to write. You can't tell anybody what to read. You can't tell anybody what to say. You can't tell anybody how to wear their hair. You can't tell anybody what to wear. You can't tell anybody who to sleep with. You can't tell anybody who they can and cannot marry. You know what I mean? They're just some of my holy of holies. That's some of you know, my holy of holies. But it was just so funny that I said that, because it's so. And he said something else really weird because it seems like that it was right after I had gone to the um premiere of one of my kids' one of the local rappers premiere of his video. And my son goes, "Do you have any friends your own age?" I just thought it was really funny that I'm getting scolded by him, after all this time. But he's a good boy, and I tried to teach him that that's one thing. My parents, they dropped the ball about a lot of things, but one thing they did, there was no restrictions on the music and stuff that you wore. My dad had a fit when we all started cutting our hair. He didn't like that. And I'm sure some of those mini skirts back in the day, he kind of gave you that look, from over top of his glasses. But other than that, we learned a certain tolerance. And that's what happens when people travel a lot. And that's one of the things that I have against homeschooling. Um, I think children get a better education because it's catered, to them. But homeschooling gives me a bad condemnation because during the desegregation of schools in the South, what they would do was instead of sending their children, the whites, instead of sending their children to school, they homeschooled them or they had school on television. Because heaven forbid you sit beside a little black kid and learn. Well, when the federal government threatened to take that money back, then all of a sudden it was, a big desegregation thing. And it was funny, they took the best students from Booker T. Washington High School and sent them to Suffolk High School, and then did the opposite. So all the athletes and the high scholastic achieving kids were in one school, and then we're in the other school. And I thought that was kind of messy, but yeah, homeschooling. That's why I think children need to go to school. Because if your white parents are telling you that all black people are on welfare and all black people are murderers and all black people, don't care, anything about their children and, are bad and mean and stuff. And then you go to school and you meet your, parent, your classmates' parents. You have a black teacher, the nurse might be black, black doctor, the black nurse might be, black doctors used to come and visit and talk to the, student and everything. Um, then you make your own decisions like, no, they're not. No, they're not. But if you're homeschooled and your parents tell you those things because I know there were a lot of very, very racially naive people when I was in the Marine Corps. Incredible stuff. Y'all would not believe. When I was in college, actually, I had a girl, she was from upper state New York, and she thought, well, she'd never seen a black person without any clothes out their clothes on, and she thought black people were white under their clothes. Like, I mean, we're lighter. I'm way, way lighter under my clothes, obviously. But because skin is skin, of course, where the sunlight hits, I'm darker. Where if there ever never is any, then I'm lighter. And she had never seen. She thought black people were white under their clothes. I mean, this is a grown 18-year-old woman, okay? So she came to my room one day, to go to the dining hall or something. And I went, yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait a minute, let me change my shirt. And I pulled my shirt off and had my bra and put another shirt on. And later on, she told me, well, that's why I was staring at you, because I'd never seen. I just thought, come on, y'all, we need to know a little bit better, more about each other than that. My sister, when she was in the army, actually had people in boot camp with her that had never seen a black person face to face. Crazy. But Who knows? Okay, so now we are at 1951. I am going to quit